Welcome back to another video. My name's Cole, and today we're collecting from several of our mini claw machines, including this machine at a barbershop. Went ahead and filled it all up. You can see that octopus right there. Very, very good, along with that all-star vending plush. I will link below where you can get that. Let's go ahead and move on to the cash and see how much it made after just 1 week. And a little stack in here. This location is one of my slower ones, but just got back from our barbershop. Pretty decent collection from there, $34. That's pretty on par with what it usually makes, but good first collection of the day. Let's go ahead and go on to our next location, a grocery store. And here we are at that said grocery store. As you can see, not a lot of playage this past week. Usually this location is pretty good for me, but went ahead and filled it up a little bit, put some of those watches in there. Let's see how much it made for 1 week down here. If I can get the key, there we go. And really not great at all for this location. I mean, usually it does a lot better, but that's pretty terrible. But let's go ahead and check the quarters and just got back from our grocery store location, and that was probably our worst collection so far from this spot. We've had it for about 2 months, and it's been making right around 70 bucks every single week, but this week for some reason it only made 27, so that's a little weird. We don't have the like top tier plush that we usually have, like the Pokemon stuff, but that's on order. We're just like using a mix of like some smaller stuff, like those LED watches, those Jordan keychains, and some of those like little smaller keychains that you probably seen right before this. But I don't know, I guess people don't like that as much, so we'll have to switch back to that Pokemon as soon as it comes in. Hopefully around 2 weeks we'll get that order in, so hopefully the whole collection isn't like this, because this is what I'll be putting in the machines and what I put in the machines last week. But you know, it's all trial and error, you know, see what works, see what doesn't. Now I know that, you know, this stuff just doesn't do great, so I'll have to order more. Yeah, and let's go ahead and go to our next location, a Mexican restaurant. And it looks like we had some decent playage in this location, but sometimes the claw is a little finicky and turns up way too much. So, but anyway, we went ahead and got it filled up, and hopefully it's true and not just the way we have to fix the claw. But yeah, seems like that was the problem right there, and just not great at all. What's that? $5 in bills right there. Not great. This location made $153 last week, so just no clue what's happening at all. Just got back from our Mexican restaurant, and flat out, that was terrible. $4 for the week. That's I don't know. I'm kind of baffled. I mean, this location 2 weeks ago made $153 for the week, so maybe the machine was off for a long period. Just very weird. Yeah, I don't know. This baffles me. I don't know. 2 bad locations right in a row, so hopefully we have some redemption coming up in the next few, because it ain't looking great so far. And here is our sub shop pizza shop, and went ahead and filled it up. If you like those LED watches, make sure to check out the link below to see where you can get them. But here we go, down to the cash, and you can see that $5 bill right on top. That's pretty good. It's always like a little, like, I don't know, like, treat whenever you get to see a $5 bill. It's always cool. Just got back from our sub shop. This location made $30 for the week. Definitely better than some of our last locations. I'll definitely take it above that $25 threshold that we like per week. Pretty good. Now let's go ahead and go on to our best location besides the pool hall, where we have a single mini. Let's go ahead and go on to our Mexican restaurant. I will see you there. And this machine is absolutely barren on prizes. Look at that. That's like 3 or 4 inches down. We went ahead and filled it up. Looking good. Let's go ahead and move on to the cash and quarters and see how much we made. And as you can see, that is just absolutely filled up. We'll go ahead and pull it out here. But let's go ahead and stack it up so you can really see how much it made. I mean, just look at all that cash right there. That's just nuts. Very, very nice collection from this location. And this location is always very quarter heavy, so we'll show that here in a second. Let's go ahead and grab the last few dollar bills and put it into our money bag. There we go. And look at all the quarters from this location. Just absolutely nuts. The whole bottom of that thing is filled. Just got back from our Mexican restaurant. $123 from that location. Totally crazy. The coins in that location just kill it every single time. Just a great location. Next, we're going to 2 new locations, so I'll kind of feature them together since they're right next door to each other, and yeah, hopefully they do well. This is actually my first time collecting from both of them, so hopefully they're good locations. I am very excited for these 2 new locations. It's been a while since we've had new locations, kind of hit a bump in the road, but now we got these 2 new locations at a chicken restaurant and a Chinese restaurant. First up is that Chinese restaurant. Let's go ahead and check the coins first. Went ahead and filled it up. It was pretty bare, so I'm hoping for a good first week. Usually the first week is always the best week. And in this one, we actually have the quarters down below. So let's go ahead and hopefully have some quarters down here. Let's open it up. And no dollar bills, which is weird. I later figured out that the dollar bill acceptor wasn't working for some reason. So I don't know. The lights worked up. There was no jams or anything stuck in there. So that's a little weird. It was working when I put it in because I know I tested it. So that dollar bill is probably my test dollar bill. So not really sure, but still a very decent amount of quarters in there. Very, very good. And on to our second location, the chicken restaurant. This one wasn't played as much, but we went ahead and filled it up anyway. There we go. And this location is a corporate location, so I'm glad I got it. America's Best Wings. If you have it near you, I think it's more of like an East Coast thing, Mid-Atlantic thing, but pretty decent on quarters right there, around $7. Let's go ahead and move on down here to the cash and see how much it made. And pretty stacked up down here. I was pretty surprised with how this location did. It's a little slower, so on the foot traffic, a lot more carry out, I guess. So pretty decent for the first week, but usually it always levels out after this. Let's hope it keeps this pace. Very, very good. Let's put this money into our collection bag. Not bad from these 2 locations. Just made it back from our 2 brand new locations. First one, a Chinese restaurant, made $54. Pretty good. The dollar bill acceptor wasn't working, so I went ahead and replaced it. And hopefully the new one's working. That probably hindered our sales a lot since we only had $1 bill in there and the rest was all in quarters. And the second one, a chicken restaurant, we had $64. So pretty decent collection, but always the first weeks are always the best. So, you know, that's not, I mean, it'll probably level out to around $40 a week. So not like top tier locations, but still, I mean, from these 2 locations, that's $80 a week. I mean, that's a good chunk of money for 2 locations. In my area, it varies. You'll see other channels doing, you know, a lot more than that, but in my area with my population, you know, that's about what we see on average. So anyway, on to our next location, Mexican restaurant. If you can see a theme here, we love our Mexican restaurants, Chinese restaurants. There's a lot in my area, so let's go ahead and go on to that Mexican restaurant. So the Mexican restaurant will be coming up after this. After we go to our pool hall location, I sort of just threw this pool hall collection in here because it was the only video. I was going to film another video later in the day, but it ended up only being at this pool hall, if that makes sense. So I just decided to throw it in this video. But this is our first collection with a Kiosoft reader, so I'm absolutely just like blown away by how much it made. Of course, I already know how much it made before we even collect, thanks to the Kiosoft app. Let's go ahead and check the coin pusher here, and just not great on the coin pusher side of things. This coin pusher has ups and down weeks. Some weeks it does 150, others it's just like maybe $5. Like this one, just not great. I guess you get one person that plays it a lot, and that's the difference. And as you can see, the changer just didn't do good. $1 on the changer. That's just terrible from the coin pusher. I just don't know if, you know, the Kiosoft readers on the mini claws are all taking away from the coin pusher sales, but I guess we'll know in the long term. But first up is our Pokemon Mini Let's go ahead and open it up. And as you can see, it is just stuffed with cash. But keep in mind, guys, 70% of the sales in this location go through the Kiosoft readers. So just not a lot of cash you'll see in quarters, but still a decent amount. Just look at all those quarters in there. The quarters in this location are just crazy because the pool tables run on quarters. And here's our Boba and other little plush, our Patrick's in there. Looking good. Let's go ahead and open it up. And a very nice collection from this machine as well. You can see the dollars are stacked up. Got a $5 right there and a 20. So that was very good to see. And as always, our coins are going to be absolutely loaded. Yeah, look at those coins. Actually, not a lot in that collection right there. But now on to our miscellaneous mini right here, where we have some like all-star plush along with some smaller stuff. And this week actually did pretty good. I know in the last few collections, we've only had a couple dollars in this all-star vending one. But just yeah. Better this week. Let's go ahead and move on to our mini Magic Cut, where we have a Nintendo Switch, and you can see that Kiosoft reader down there. Sort of had no choice but to put it down there, and honestly, it isn't making as much as the other machines. Maybe it's out of people's view. I don't know. It just, with that quarter thing coming down and didn't want to disrupt the other cords there, just had to put it there. So editing Cole here. I forgot to record a little video telling you how much the pool hall made. It made $345 in its first week with the Kiosoft readers. That's just nuts. I mean, the Kiosoft readers are taking 70% of the sales, which when I thought it would be 40%. So just, I mean, absolutely crazy from this location. $345. That's amazing. I mean, that's great. Let's go ahead and go on to our next location. And here we are at the Mexican restaurant. I told you we would go to it next, but here we are. Filled it up pretty nice. Let's go ahead and close this up and move on to the coins here. This location is pretty up and down. Can do 50, can do 25. Don't really know, but a little bit of quarters there, probably $2-3 right there. Let's go ahead and move on down here to the cash in. There's actually a pretty good stack there. Let's go ahead and pull out that handful. You can see a $5 bill right there. Pretty good. Put it into our money bag. Just got back from our Mexican restaurant. Pretty decent collection. $54 from that location. We've definitely had worse weeks, so that is pretty good. Let's go ahead and move on to our last location of the video. We have a Charlie's Philly cheesesteaks, and it's been up and up the last few weeks, so I'm expecting it to keep on that pace. So let's go ahead and kick it off to that video. And here we are at our last location of the day, our Charlie's Philly cheesesteaks. You can see it was absolutely just depleted of plush. Went ahead and filled it up. Let's go ahead and move on down here to the quarters, and just not great on quarters. I think there's five quarters there, so what's that, 125? Not great. And moving on down here to the cash, and this actually did pretty good. Actually, 2 handfuls of cash. It's not bad at all. I think there was a $5 bill in there. Pretty decent. Just got back from our Charlie's location. $83 for that location. Just another great week. We've had some terrible weeks there, probably like $20, but it kicked butt this week. We had a $20 bill. We had like 3 5s in there, so that's incredible. I don't think I got the 20 on camera, but sometimes they just hide in there. But very, very nice collection from that location. This is going to end out the video. Let's go ahead and go home, give you our commission cost, our gas cost, and our product cost, give you a true eye at how much profit we are actually making. Let's go ahead and do that, and I will see you. In total for today's collection, we made a total of $818. That is a video record of mine. Of course, the pool hall helped it out a lot. But that is just absolutely crazy. 4 hours of work, $818. But of course, we have our deductees. And let's go ahead and get that to you right now. We have our gas coming in at $23. We have our product cost coming in at $156. And we have our commission costs coming in at $123. That brings our total profit to $516. That's just absolutely crazy. 4 hours of work, $516 profit. Just absolutely nuts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out Toy Box HQ. I will leave the link in the description. Use the code ColeGreen for a discount at checkout. If you want to run plush like I do, that is the place to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.